Okay, and let's while we're waiting for everything to go, let's just get some music going on here. I told you it's a very classy show, Adam. One more. Here we go. We're starting. Dance with me. Gotta see those moves. Come on, Adam. All right. Oh, he comes through. The fish, the wobble, the wiggle. Come on. My Suno Orchestra. Happy birthday. It's somebody's day.
It's nice and going on there.
Special way. Shine. Smile. So much style. Ba, 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 da, ba, ba, da, 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 ba, 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 da, ba, da. Okay, telling the Suno Orchestra to go take a break. Thank you to the orchestra. I'm Bonnie D. I'm here with my new best friend today, Adam T. Thompson, Thompson. And before we get started, Adam, I want to thank you for jumping in on this on short notice. I had somebody else scheduled and they had a family emergency, and you said, I'll do it. And I appreciate that. So why don't you take 2 minutes and tell everybody who you are and what you do, and then we'll get started. Welcome, Adam.
Yeah, thank you, Bonnie. Thank you for having me on the show. Happy birthday, everybody, for those who got a birthday on the 6th, of course, of November. Aaron Thompson, originally from the UK, living these days in sunny Bavarian forest. I'm very, very passionate in the sustainability sphere. So a lot of folks probably know me from that in terms of my background. But outside of the say, passions and the day job, very enjoyable time with my 5 kids. We love to go globe trotting around the world and just embracing ourselves in nature wherever we can. So I suppose, adrenaline rush is I do like to do a bit of kayaking and I suppose going down certain tracks which maybe others might not like to. But hey, everybody has to get their kicks from somewhere. So
There
that's
you
me.
go. And what's your involvement with something called, I have to do this, biodiversity, and our mutual colleague and friend Simon J.A. Mites and the new company Nature Credits? Just tell us just a tiny bit, do a little plug for biodiversity, Adam.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to start first with Simon and Lilia. Firstly, congratulations, not because of birthday, but they just got engaged this last week.
Yes. And Lilia, yes.
Yeah, yeah, and from the big Adam to their son, the little Adam. So we're very very close family there. Um, Nature credits, I think it's really going to not just be an evolution for all of us, to be honest. I think it's going to be a revolution both for how we're going to protect biodiversity and nature more broadly, but also how we actually look at our relationship with nature in terms of what do we take. So it's no longer take, make, waste, but really looking at it in terms of what do we give back? And what we've obviously lost in the last decades in terms of nature degradation around the globe, Simon and his motley crew are very kindly looking at the credits assigned to the EU Nature Credit Roadmap, but also Biodiversity Credit Alliance to see how we can obviously do that restoration. And I think that is phenomenal because they're bringing the science, they're bringing the tech, and they're bringing the trust, basically. And I think absolute kudos to them and happy to be affiliated and support them on their journey.
Very nice. Thank you very much. And I was welcoming to you and Simon and Dr. Arnulf Kunke. I hope I said that right. Yesterday on my Technology Revolution, the Future of Now, and the topic was the future of biodiversity plus AI, credit where credit is due. I should have said overdue. There we go. So let's get started with this show today. And we are here, and I'm going to read a little opening, and I think you're going to like it, and then we'll get started. So pop the confetti, light the candles fast. Adam, I told you, not near the computer. It's happy birthday to you out there. We hope it's a blast. Bonnie D on her scarlet mic and guest co-host, the one and only Adam T, too, dishing celebration gold with a fun point of view. I could say POV, but that doesn't rhyme. From icons on the screen to social stars who soar, will share what they're known for and some of their pre-fame lore. Wacky holidays you've never heard before, plus music milestones you're bound to adore. And you might even know some of these stars. We've got candles and sparklers in the other room, frosting on the cake. What flavor frosting do you like, Adam? Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry? What do you like?
I'm more of an vanilla man myself. I'm quite a
I'm
plain Jane.
Okay, I'm chocolate, so well we won't have any problem. You can have the chocolate half of the cake, not the vanilla cake. Yes, I'll have the chocolate. You have the vanilla. A delicious blend only Adam and I could bake. So buckle up, darlings. A fun show's in store. HB2U is lighting up November 6th with glam, bam, and so much more. And we'll get started now. 1954. We're doing music history events first. Elvis Presley. had been playing a radio concert show called the Louisiana Hayride. I didn't know he was into country like that in 1954, but who knew? He recorded a radio commercial for the sponsor of the show. Adam, the sponsor was Southern Made Donuts. Okay, and they spelled it the real way, Doughnuts. It was the only commercial Elvis Presley ever recorded, and he really, really did love the donuts, and apparently they were served hot. So that was a real deal, authentic. Isn't that what we call it today? Authentic. I love Southern Made Donuts, and he did. So there you go. Thank you to Elvis in absentia. You've got the next one.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, as Elvis would say, a little less conversation, a little more action, please. So it went from donuts. So now we're going to talk about Big Bad John. So in 1961, Jimmy Dean's song "Big Bad John" hits number one for the first time of, oh, sorry, for the first of 5 weeks. Going from there, I suppose, first off, the rock and roll era is obviously now going into, I suppose, glam rock coming into the 70s. But Big Bad John, did you know him, Bonnie?
Did I know? I probably dated a Big Bad John. I don't know, but I remember Big Bad John. Do you remember the song? Have you ever heard it? Oh
I
dear. Oh
only a
dear.
scrap of it, but I wouldn't
Oh
say
dear.
it's not in my jukebox these days. No.
Not
So
on your playlist. Okay, well, let's move ahead 4 years to 1965. The Rolling Stones, Hey, You, Get Off of My Cloud, hit number one for 2 weeks. It was written because, Adam, the record company said, Okay, Rolling Stones, we need another hit. Write something really good. The song that preceded it was I Can't Get No Satisfaction. So they wrote Get Off My Cloud, and it hit number one, and it stayed there for 2 weeks. So bravo to Mick and the guys. Yeah, go ahead.
so that one did make my playlist. So that one I do know.
Okay.
All right, so now going from Rolling Stones to the Monkees. So 1968, the Monkees movie Head is released. The studio that commissioned the film expected something light and funny, but got a trippy commentary on the manipulation of the monkeys,
Ooh,
complete with a scene where the group jumps to their death off a bridge. Not recommended. The film bombs when it is released, but it later becomes a cult classic. How about that?
you know that the monkeys were not musicians and there were other people playing the instruments, but eventually some of them did learn to play the instruments and they really played later in the monkeys' career, but everybody loved them. They were cute. Let's go to 1970. 2 years later, Aerosmith performed their first ever gig at Nipmuc Regional High School in Mendon, Massachusetts. I've never heard of any of that except Massachusetts. They went on to become the best-selling American rock band of all time, selling over 150 million albums worldwide. What? They also hold the record for the most gold and multi-platinum albums by an American music group. Are you a fan of Aerosmith, Adam?
They are. It's one of those bands, and you could say, okay, a decade later was U2, but they're sort of like timeless classics, you know? You doesn't matter when you listen to it, whether you're in the gym, in the shower, whatever. Yeah, they're just good.
Dream On was the first song I played as a drummer on a stage in a band concert. I had been taking drum lessons for 6 weeks and they needed a drummer for the adult band at the school. And I said, okay. And I played Dream on a stage in front of a couple of hundred people 6 weeks later. And it's my favorite song to drum. So anyway, so much for that. Go ahead.
Right. So then in 1971, we have Cher as has her first number one as a solo artist with the Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. Now, Cher, I mean, I mean, from every generation, I think everyone knows Cher, right? But I mean, she's still going strong, right?
Yes.
That's incredible.
She keeps saying she's retiring and keeps coming back, and she's married a couple of other people past Sunny on the over the years. 1971, the same day, November 6, 1971, Isaac Hayes' soundtrack LP, long playing album for Shaft, which was a movie also, hit number one. Yay, Isaac Hayes. Go ahead.
So then in 1979, we have Paul Simon kicks off his latest British tour at the London Hammersmith. Know it well, the Odeon, but by offering to buy everyone in the audience a drink. The tab came to about, how much would you guess, Bonnie? I mean, you can see the script, but I mean, it's 1979, right?
Well, it must have been hundreds or thousands, high hundreds, low thousands. What was it?
Oh, we're in low thousands, low thousands. I can tell you if you're in London these days, especially in the Hammersmith, stick a few more zeros on there if you have that size of audience.
Wow. Well, I imagine what was he thinking when he said everybody? I wonder whether they said it would only be would be what do they call them? Regular drinks, like a gin and tonic or a beer or white wine or whatever was there. I'm sure it wasn't high-end fancy schmancy mixed drinks, right?
I doubt it. Not for Paul Smith, but if you ever knew Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath, he used to have like not a medallion, but a tap around his neck. And one of the people on TV just asked him, "Well, why are you wearing that?" He says, it's just in case I get thirsty." So, I mean, drinks back in those days, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, indeed, everyone's cherished.
Interesting, interesting. Well, let's go ahead to 3 more years later, 1982, the first single from Michael Jackson's Thriller album. I bought that album. The Girl Is Mine, a duet with Paul McCartney, entered the Hot 100 at blah, 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 number 45. Not great. With the exception of a 2 week stretch between PYT, those of us who remember Michael, remember Pretty Young Thing, and Thriller, at least one song from the album is on the chart every week until May 19th, 1984. So even though it came in at 45, it was still on the Hot 100. I shouldn't have said anything bad about that. So every week for 2 years. Wow. Wow. That's quite a record. Okay. Who have you got next?
So I'm going from the king of pop to the queen of pop then. So in 1990, we have Madonna. She releases Justify My Love, and MTV, boo, bans the saucy video. The controversy sparks interest in the song, which becomes her ninth number one hit in the US.
I think I have a soundtrack for that. Hold on. Let me just do this now. Let's see if we can get this. Okay, there you go. We deserve that one for that. Poor Madonna. The idea of her doing a saucy video. How did she possibly think she was going to get away with it with the mores of 1990? Madonna. And she just keeps doing it. 1993, Meatloaf hits number one in the US with I'd Do Anything for Love, but I Won't Do That. The version that opens his album Bat Out of Hell 2, Bad Out of Hell, Bad Into Hell is over 12 minutes long, and nobody want to listen to that long, so they cut it down to a very, very short 5 minutes and 13 seconds. Would you listen to anything that long? You just have it as background music, right, Adam?
Yeah, this was normally when it's on my morning runs at university. There'll be a little bit of Meatloaf. The Battle Hell will be playing away. But
There you
12
go. And you're going to finish this round. What you got?
All right, so to finish it off, and quite aptly given the time of the year, so in 2005, it's The Four Seasons musical by the Jersey Boys opens on Broadway to rave reviews.
I think I saw that play. I think I did. And Four Seasons, that was Frankie Valli. And what's interesting is over the years, Frankie Valli lost his ability to hear very well. And I saw him in a concert on Long Island. I had a Friday night drive time radio show on WGBB AM 1240, and the show that followed mine was Mickey B, the Prince of Rock and Roll. And Mickey B put on concerts with a lot of the oldies groups at a place called the Patchogue Theater farther out on Long Island. And he had, I think Frankie Valli was there, and they brought in younger players with, trombones and saxophones and all that, and they were taking over the singing. Frankie couldn't hear himself sing on key, so they let him sing 2 or 3 lines from a song, and then they dubbed over. So anyway, but Jersey Boys, great show, and I have such great memories for Big Girls Don't Cry, and the answer is heck yes, we do once in a while. Okay, let's go to famous birthdays, and you're going to kick this off, Adam. So who have you got first?
Yep, so I have Ethan Hawke, I hope I'm saying that right, age
Yes.
55, actor, author, and film director. Hawke made his film debut at 14, very young, in
Hmm,
Explorers in 1985, and gained wider recognition as a student in Dead Poets Society,
ooh,
1980. During the 1990s, he established himself as a leading man with Ben Stiller's Reality Bites in 1994, Richard Linklater's Before Sunrise in 1995, Andrew Niccos, Gattasia, I hope I'm saying that right. I'm probably just
Gattaca.
Attica, thank you. 1997. And then Alfonso Cuarón's Great Expectations in 1998. Crime thriller Training Day in 2001. You think this guy hasn't finished yet, right?
I'm exhausted. He's only 55.
Yeah. And Hawke continued his collaboration with Linklater, the name and also the English there, later, in
Got it.
the before film trilogy with Spawned Before Sunset in 2004 and Before Midnight in 2013, and starred in Linklater's coming of age drama Boyhood. I mean, I think he got that the wrong way around. I mean, he probably should have started with that one back in 1985. But anyway, he did that in 2014.
There you go. Have you seen any of Ethan Hawke's movies? Have you seen the Boyhood or the Before Sunset? I've seen several of them.
Yeah, it's great expectations. But some of the others, to be honest, maybe I recall them if I see the clips, but the names of the movies aren't standing out for me yet at this point. But nonetheless, that's a very good repertoire that he's got
Very,
going.
very good. And he was probably made a big he gained wider recognition playing a student in Dead Poet Society, which was a Robin Williams real turned out to be a classic. So let's move on. I've got a funny man. I am a big fan of this gentleman. His name is Bowen Yang. He is 35 years old. Those of you who don't watch SNL probably won't have a clue who he is. Actor, comedian, podcaster, writer. He was hired to join the writing staff of Saturday Night Live in 2018, just before its 44th season, and he was so good they promoted him to the cast of SNL for season 45. In 2021, that's 3 years later, he became the first featured player to be nominated for a Primetime Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a comedy series. This guy is a riot and he can play such a range, Adam, of characters and accents. He was promoted to repertory status before season 47, on and on and on. He was named to Forbes magazine's 30 Under 30 Hollywood and Entertainment list for 2019. I didn't realize he was that well known, but he keeps popping up on award shows and movies. And this is an interesting story, Adam. He was a fan of Grey's Anatomy, and he liked the character Christina Yang. Bowen Yang, Christina Yang, played by Sandra Oh. She was neurotic and she was relentless. And he said, "Oh, I want to be a doctor like Christina Yang." So he went and took pre-med courses at NYU, and that's not easy to do. And he graduated with a bachelor's degree in chemistry on his way to pre-med. And then one day he woke up and he said, "I wasn't interested in her character as a doctor. I just liked her as an actress. So I'm going to go do comedy instead." And he started his comedy career. Happy birthday, Bowen Yang. That's quite a story, isn't it, Adam?
It is indeed. I mean, that's chemistry right there. Even if you don't get into the atomic state or any of your periodic table anymore. But well done to Mr. Bowen then. So happy birthday, sir.
Yeah.
So let's go on to the next one, who's also equally a legend,
Oh,
Lady Sally Field, age 79 today, young. Actress in movies, Broadway theatre, and television. She began her career on TV, starring in the comedies Gidget in
mhm.
1965 to 66, as a boy crazy surfer girl, The Flying Nun. I just love that title.
Yep.
1967 to 1970, and The Girl with Something Extra, 1973 to 1974. Her film debut was as an extra in Moon Pilot in 1962, followed by starring roles in The Way West in 1967, Smokey and the Bandit in 1977, Heroes in 1977, and Hooper in 1978. She won Best Actress Oscars for Norma Ray in 1979. Bless this girl, she's not had a single year of rest since I started.
I know. I know. She's still
Played
going strong. Go ahead.
A Places in the Heart in 1984. She appeared in Smokey and the Bandit 2 in 1980, a few years later then. Absence of Malice in 1981. Steel Magnolias in 1989. This is one I obviously recall. Mrs. Doubtfire in 1993. And of
Yes.
course, the classic Forrest Gump in
Yes.
1994. Portrayed Aunt May in this amazing Spider-Man in 2012, one of my kids love, and its sequel in 2014. And appeared in Hello, My Name is Doris in
I
2015.
saw that. I saw that.
Recently, she appeared in 80 for Brady. She's not that old yet, don't forget. It's 2022.
Too soon.
And the Netflix limited series Manic in 2018. Sally, take a bow. Happy birthday.
And take a breath. 80 for Brady was one of those romps of senior ladies. I think Lily Tomlin might have been in it. Forgive me if I'm wrong. And Jane Fonda might have been in it. And it was something about Tom Brady, being fans of Tom Brady and winning a ticket to go see him somewhere. It was very, very cute. Hello, My Name is Doris, I think was about a woman who was not treated properly in an office setting, if I'm remembering vaguely. And she kept saying, I think she had a romance or something happened. She said, "My name is Doris." Very interesting. Sally Field. Wow. Let's go to a much younger actress who is also hitting the theatrical and movie arena with so much production here. Emma Stone is all of 37 today. My goodness. Actress, film producer. In 2017, Adam, that was how many years ago? 8 years ago. So she was 29 years old. She was the world's highest paid actress. Can you even imagine? And she was on Time Magazine's 100 most influential people in the world list. What were we doing in our 20s? She started acting when she was just a kid in a theater production of Wind in the Willows. After a small TV role, she appeared in the comedy films Superbad, Zombieland, and her first leading role in Easy A. I didn't see any of those. Then, here we go. She starred in the romantic comedy Crazy Stupid Love 2011, the drama, very famous, The Help. She was, I believe, a young reporter trying to talk to people who were, shall we say, domestics in homes in the South. Very, it became a classic movie. And she played, here we go again, Gwen Stacy in the 2012 superhero film, The Amazing Spider-Man. We just mentioned that Sally Field was Aunt May. How is it possible they have the same birthday, Adam? Sally
Uh,
Field and Emma Stone were in the same movie? Wow. I'm sorry. And in the sequel, and she described herself as loud and bossy when she was growing up. Emma Stone, happy birthday. Any comments, Adam?
I don't know who is doing the producing of Spider-Man, but they've definitely done some incredibly full planning there, right? 'Cause
Wow. Wow. Two actresses in leading roles with the
Give it
same
to them.
birthday. And how many years apart? 42 years apart in age. Whoa, deep breath. Okay, you've got another one for us.
All right, and I promise I do my best on the pronunciation on the surname here. So Rebecca Romijn.
No, it's Romaine. She goes by Romaine.
Okay, well, sorry, Rebecca.
That's okay.
Remain. Happy birthday. Okay. Actress and former model who played Mystique in the original X-Men film trilogy from 2000 to 2006, and Joan in The Punisher in 2004, both based on Marvel Comics, and very good comics they are too. The
Mhm.
roles of Laura Ash and Lily Watts in Fatale 2002, and Uno Chin Riley on Star Trek. I'm sorry, I wasn't a Star Trek fan, but I'm going to check it out now just because I've and Star Trek Strange New Worlds in 2022 to the present day. So she's still going. She had a recurring role as Alexis Mead on ABC's Ugly Betty. Other roles include Baird on the TNT series The Librarians and voicing Louis Lane. Ah,
Lois Lane, that's Superman's girlfriend. That's the reporter, Lois Lane, right?
in the anime. Yeah, I'm now starting to think there's been so many Superman films now. I'm going to have to
Yeah.
get the job to make sure I've got the right Louis Lane.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
anyway, happy birthday, Rebecca. Keep going. As a model, even better, she appeared on the covers of American, French, Spanish, Russian, and Swedish editions of Ellie Marie Claire, and the American, Italian, Spanish, German, Portuguese, Russian, Greek, and Mexican editions of Cosmopolitan, Allure, Glamour GQ, Esquire, and Sports Illustrated. Rebecca, I'm so sorry I butchered your name, but have a happy birthday.
He
And
forgives you.
let's take the resume there.
She forgives you. She forgives you. I didn't realize she was in this many. I've seen her on TV in various roles that were not even mentioned here, but she's just a very beautiful blonde lady, most of the time blonde, I guess. And I didn't know that she was an international cover model. I had no idea. So that was news. And we have one more birthday here of a living person. Then Adam is going to take us. Well, I'm going to give you Glenn Fry when we get to that one. Okay. The next one is June Squibb. She is 96 years old. Happy, 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 happy. I can't say it 96 times. June Squibb, I'm a fan. She made her Broadway debut in the musical Gypsy in 1959. That's going back a scotch there. Her film debut was in Woody Allen's romantic comedy Alice in 1990. She had supporting roles in The Age of Innocence, In and Out, Meet Joe Black, About Schmidt, Far From Heaven, and in the movie Nebraska in 2013. I think a lot of people saw that. Her first leading role was in the action comedy film Thelma last year. What? Her first leading role last year when she was 95? She has voiced characters in the animated films Ralph Breaks the Internet, Toy Story 4, Soul, Inside Out 2. I have to see Inside Out 2. I've seen Inside Out 1 and Zootopia 2. She also appeared in the dark comedy Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead and in Scarlett Johansson's directorial debut in Eleanor the Great. And trivia is June Squibb's parents were Joy Bell, a silent film pianist was her mom, and her dad was an insurance agent. My goodness gracious. Are you familiar with June Squibb at all, Adam?
I'm not, but June, I lost your first name, but you should be November Squid, right? I mean,
Listen, I want to ask you, did you see Inside Out, the first one with your kids?
No is the honest answer. I didn't, but I am now from today's session. I promise I'm going to look at a lot of these actually. So our Christmas schedule is already packed as to what we're going to be
I
watching
think
together.
Inside Out one, it's an animated film about a girl whose parents moved to another neighborhood, another school, and all of the emotions that are playing in her mind. And the emotions are all have their own characters in the animation, and they have their own voices of famous actors. And I laughed and I actually cried. My kids came for a visit and they said, "Mom, you got to watch this. It is so touching for kids, teens especially, and adults." And I have to see Inside Out too. So please find it. I think you'll enjoy it. And I'm going to give you the next one in memoriam. So why don't you take this one?
Sure. So for today, a belated happy birthday then for Mr. Glenn Frey. Was until 2016 was 67. Born in Detroit, he moved to LA, and he was a founding member of the rock band Eagles with Don Henley, Bernie Leadon, and Randy Meisner. He was the co-lead singer and the frontman with Don, with whom he wrote most of the Eagles material. Frey played guitar and keyboards and sang lead vocals on "Take It Easy,"
Mm.
"Peaceful Easy Feeling," "Tequila Sunrise," classic.
Oh,
Already Gone, James Dean, Linen Eyes, New Kid,
lion, lion, lion eyes, lion eyes.
sorry, Lion Eyes, New New Kid in the Town, and Heartache Tonight. I mean, legend again, and just such soulful music if you get to hear it. I mean, that's one for late night for sure.
Absolutely. Glenn Fry, wonderful voice. And is there anything better than the Eagles? Do you can you sing at least the first line from most of those songs, Adam? Because I probably could.
As soon as you hear the riff on the guitar going off,
Yes.
then you're already in the zone, in the mood, or like, okay, yeah.
Yes. I didn't
Uh,
realize he's been gone for 9 years. I didn't follow him as an individual performer. I just know I'm a big Eagles fan. So, oh, R.I.P. Glenn Fry. Wow. You're going to start us off with social media stars, and we've got some interesting ones. So why don't you kick this off with YouTube? Who you got?
So for YouTube, we have Ali A, age 32 today, 19 million plus subscribers. I mean, just wow. Born Alistair Akin. He is a full-time YouTuber who posts gaming and clickbait videos. Example title, "You won't believe what happened next." Those don't believe before night. So happy birthday, sir, and keep on clicking.
Do your kids play Fortnite, or are you a gamer in any sense?
I, Sadly, my cat doesn't let me so much. I love to be outside with the kids, but indeed, my lads they love to play this from time to time. Yeah.
There you go. Well, we're going to move on to TikTok. We have a young lady named Jessica Ortiz. She is 28. She has 10 million plus followers. She posts comedy and reaction videos. I don't know what she's reacting to. Some of her most popular TikToks feature her recreating dance scenes from popular movies. I bet that's fun. I think we should take some time to go see her on TikTok. What do you think, Adam? Yeah,
I
Jessica
think we'll do
Ortiz.
some very quick 15, 30-second clips, a bit of break dancing here or there while we're doing it. We'll be.
Yeah, why not? You can break dance and I'll just watch you break. That's okay. I'll take a break. I'll take a break. You can dance. Okay,
Right.
who's next?
So we're going to Instagram next. So we have Nathan the Cat Lady. Am I reading that right?
Yes,
Nathan the Cat Lady? Okay.
yes.
Age 36, 615,000 plus followers. Proud hashtag cat dad. Posts videos showcasing the daily adventures of his four cats, Princess, Pickles, uh, Annie, and Ginger. Pre-fame, he worked as a model. I mean, that's a career move. He worked as a model prior, walked at New York Fashion Week, and trained in martial arts, which led, so maybe I don't want to see if that, which led to working as a stuntman on Brooklyn Nine-Nine TV series. So happy birthday, sir. The cat lady.
He is a man. I checked it out, and he calls himself Nathan the Cat Lady, and probably because he likes to have a lot of cats in his house, and he's into cat saving cats and rescuing cats. He's a big cat fan. We'll leave that one alone. On TikTok, we have one more birthday. His name is MC Squared 90. He's old compared to the rest of these. He's 35 years old and he has a mere 5 million plus followers. Oh, Adam, we've got to help this guy. He posts short form comedic gaming skit videos and frequently makes videos in response to his fans' comments. I wish my fans would comment. One of his most popular videos revolves around gaming and takis. I had to look up takis or takis. It's Mexican chips. That video alone had over 2 million views. Can you imagine, Adam, anything you do getting 2 million views? I'm sorry, I'm not being mean, but
No, no,
seriously?
yeah, exactly. I mean, sometimes I put on some quite serious posts, and I get like no response. Although, apologies, my dog's responding to this one. She's hungry. She likes the tacos.
Okay. Well, let's go. That's it for Bird. Let me do a quick applause round here. Let's see if we can get some applause up here. Yes, we can do this. Let's go with applause for the birthdays. That's for happy birthdays, for all the birthdays in memoriam for everybody, social and the movie stars and the singers and everybody and the RIPs. Okay, good. Now we can move on. We have two famous, infamous, not famous yet holidays, but we're going to make them famous. I'm going to start us off with National Saxophone Day. And when I'm done, Adam is going to start us off with International Stout Day. No, it's not the size of the dress you're wearing or how tall or large you are. It's beer. So we'll get to that in a minute. So bear with us here. National Saxophone Day. In 1841, we're going back in time, Adam. Antoine Joseph Adolphe, Adolphe, Sax, S-A-X, invented what else? The saxophone. And he shared his invention with fellow classic music colleague Hector Berlioz. And I believe Berlioz is a famous name as well. Sax patented it 5 years later, in 1846, he was born in Dinant, D-I-N-A-N-T, now known as Belgium, probably French. He is also known for, I don't know why they put this in, childhood near-death experiences. He fell down 3 flights of stairs. He survived a gunpowder powder explosion, and he swallowed pins in watered-down sulfuric acid, thinking it was milk. So Antoine Joseph Adolphe Sax certainly had longevity, and so did his invention. What have you got next, Adam?
So now we're going to sax, invented many musical instruments before the saxophone. He created various sax brass instruments, including the sax tuba, I think we heard that earlier, the saxo tromba, and the sax horn.
Hmm.
However, these never received the same popularity in the music community as the sax, and it quickly faded. I don't know why, but I
Bum,
think
bum,
there
bum,
could be a
bum.
second market for that.
There you go. Well, you can dredge them up from 1840. And his dream was for the saxophone to perform low to high ranges in an orchestra. He originally created 14 different sizes of sax. Do you think this man had nothing else to do? I mean, I don't know whether he was making money from this, but wow, he was making a living from making saxes, I think. This went from the sopranino to the contrabass or contrabass to play a spectrum of musical notes, 14 sizes. And we're going to find out soon how many of those survived. What happened in 1866, Adam?
Well, then the saxophone design underwent many changes, not just by its inventor. When
Hmm.
sax patent expired in 1866, Milroy Co. created and patented a version of the saxophone with a forked F sharp key. Well, that would be an interesting one to tune to. And Gomez patented one with the clarinet's imposed bone fingering system. Are you a fan with the bone fingering system,
I
Bob?
certainly am not, but I don't know where you're going with that. Did you want to say something?
I was trying to stay in key, but in any case, quickly move to 1880.
I'm gonna move on to 1881. Sachs extended his original patent because I guess he was annoyed that all of these other people, Milrow Company and Gumas and everybody was going and adjusting his sax, and that just didn't make sense. So he made adjustments to expand the instrument's octave range to include B flat, A, F flat, and G. Well, I am personally very relieved. Here we go. This is what I was promising. Only four of the 14 saxes he created are used today: the soprano sax, the alto sax, the tenor sax, and the baritone sax. So 4 out of 14, I don't know what the percent is there, but 4 out of 16 would be 25%. So a little bit more than that, maybe 30%. That's not bad. That's not
Oh,
bad
I
at
was going to
all.
say that's a good range. That's a good range.
I
So
think
now
so.
staying in key, now let's see how the uptake went. So back in 1885, then Sax's musical instruments see success in Europe and makes it across the Atlantic, where Ferdinand August Gus Bezucker builds the first saxophone in the US. So now we're going transatlantic here.
There we are. In 1914, we're moving up to a little closer to now. The saxophone is prominently placed in jazz and blues bands, inspiring many classic songs and dances. However, this is what Adolphe Sax really wanted it to be part of an orchestra. It was invented too late. They already had a violin and a piano, so what in the world would they do with the sax? I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense, but it didn't. And you're going to finish this one out. What have you got?
Yeah, so sadly in 1928, after Adolphe's death, his son Adolphe Edouard takes over the family business and later sells the Saks factory to Henry Selmer Company. I mean, lovely, lovely story, but I still see the Saks has got legs. I mean, we've got
Yep.
four, but we've got another 10 to go. So let's see.
I agree. And you know something? There's something about having a saxophone in a band, isn't there? There's something about that wailing sound that it just brings some kind of level of magic. What do you think?
I think when you get the solos in particular, and especially a tenor sax, I don't know why, but when it just they have their magic moment on the stage, it just resonates. I mean, it just sticks the tone of the sax itself. So yeah, I have to also confess I've been in a number of bands myself over the years, and look, if you're trying to pick one which you think is the most popular, don't go for a banjo or a didgeridoo. But the sax, that's definitely up there as like one of the coolest to go for
Or the
sure.
drums, or the
Or the
drums,
drums.
or the drums.
But,
There you go.
yeah.
Have you also noticed? I know you have. And what instrument did you play in bands, Adam?
So I was on piano and keyboard, basically.
Oh, okay, good. Well, I've got my drums here. Come on over. Okay, we'll share the
I'm
cost of the
joking.
ticket. Listen, there's something about watching a musician wailing on the sax. There's something about the whole body, the size of the instrument, and the way they hold it, and the eyes closed, and the whole demeanor. I don't know if I'm saying this in the right terms, probably not, but there's something about watching a saxophone player play that I find very enthralling. What do you think?
I'm with you. It doesn't matter who's playing, but just the expression on the face as they're obviously blowing into the instrument and obviously pouring their heart and soul into
Yep.
the sound coming out. I mean, it just captures. The same with like a lead guitarist, to be honest, when they're obviously
Hmm.
playing the tune and going their own little solo. I mean, you can't, sadly, in my opinion, love listening to orchestras on philharmonics and so forth, but it's not the same. It's not.
I agree. I agree. There's something majestic and classically moving and emotional about a big orchestra and a very serious march or whatever, but there's something about a jazz band or a blues band with a sax. So we'll leave that one alone. So this is, in case you're wondering and tuning in late, shame on you. It's National Saxophone Day. Find a saxophone player and throw money at them, or go in the subway and put money in their case, and or just think about it. That's all. Just play some saxophone music. We have one more holiday, and it's International Stout Day. As I said, it has nothing to do with body shape or size. And it was established on November 3rd. And Adam is going to start us off. So, sir, go ahead.
So going back to 1677, I'm going to repeat this. This is a story dating back to 1677. The first known use word of stout for beer. Stouts developed from porters. I don't know if you've ever heard of porters. I haven't until today. But porters were in the 1700s have become beloved beers in many nations. Like the name, stouts are typically strong and robust in flavor. And although they may be hard to chug, I think that means swallow.
Fast.
A stout is perfect for sipping and savoring. Now, I've been to Ireland and drank many a stout, I have to say, and they do taste good. But I would say that for somebody who has more of a pale ale or like an IPA sort of taste, they are very bitter. So I'll be chugging away to the next one.
In 1730, stouts were differentiated from porters. I'd never heard of a porter beer either till I investigated this. Porters used malted barley. Okay, I like the word malted because I used to drink malted milks. And stouts primarily use unmalted, roasted barley, and apparently that gives it a coffee flavor. Did you taste coffee when you drank stout, Adam? Do you remember that?
I have to confess, no.
Okay, that's a good one-word answer. You've got the next one. What are we talking about here?
But the adjective stout meant proud or brave. So you're a brave drinker if you take stout then. But it eventually took on the connotation of strong. I can understand that as well. The expression stout porter appeared during the 18th century. Stout applied to any beer as long as it was strong. For example, so going back to my home country then in the UK, you
Yes.
found stout pale ale. I've been to many a pub, but I'll be honest, I have never seen, but I'll search them and find them out. But only later did stout become synonymous with dark beer.
Interesting. Let's move ahead to 1759, moving and grooving here. Arthur Guinness, you all have heard of Guinness. He signed I can't believe this, 9,000 year lease 9,000. That's a man who is just projecting success way off into the future for a disused brewery at St. James Gate in Dublin. You have been to Ireland, so you might have passed that. Initially, he started with ales, and then he shifted to what we're talking about now, darker, stronger beer known as porter, which became the foundation of what is now known as Guinness Stout. It gained its customary dark black color in the next century through black patent malt. I can't even think about that. I'm thinking of black patent of a belt or shoes or a handbag. I can't think of black patent malt, and it became stronger in flavor, and we'll leave that one in the glass. You've got next. What's up?
So 1781 then, a couple of decades later, the earliest noted use of imperial to describe beer came in 1821. The Russian Empress Catherine the Great, she must have been for a stouty, in 1729 to 1796 became a fan of stout called Entire, getting
Mm.
shipments from Barclay Perkins Anchor Brewing starting in 1781. Barclays debuted its Courage Russian Imperial Stout in 1970, supposedly mimicking the original recipe Catherine the Great fell in love with. How about that?
Catherine the Great was a fan of stout beer, and she imported it. That's a lady who knows her drink. Okay, I won't say anything else. They'll probably get in trouble. In the 1800s, Russian Imperial Stout was inspired by brewers in the 1800s to win over the Russian Tsar. Guinness started brewing a stronger version of stout for export, originally called West India Porter. These names are all new to me because I'm not a beer drinker. In the 1840s, the first beers using the term stout, I was going to say spout, appeared in the Guinness product line with single stout and double stout. And you're going to close us out with this one, Adam. What is up in 2019? Go.
And now we're going for Gumbo Stout debuts. According to Louisiana Brewery, the beer has a roasted and smoky flavor. Sounds like whiskey to me, but it's this stout we're talking about from the rocks and barley, accentuated by salt, cayenne, and black peppers. Today's stout comes in a variety including milk, oatmeal, oyster, and even chocolate. Chocolate stout. Although these ingredients don't always appear in the brew itself. How about that? I mean,
How about that? You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to drink to that. Let's go. Dance with me. Thank you, Adam T. You're invited back anytime. I haven't laughed this hard. Catherine the Great, Stout Lady. Adolf Sachs, thank you for the instrument. And Elvis, thank you for the donut commercial. Gotta go find it. Shine. Wow. So much style. Look at me. Look at him. Look at those dance moves. Oh, Adam, your kids are going to love watching this. Okay, let's tell the orchestra to calm it down. I'm Bonnie D, and this has been another live streaming episode of HB2U. If you've got a birthday coming up, let me know. Maybe you want to co-host with me. We'll see you soon. Adam, let's wave.